You ever watch the market and wonder what in the world is going on? You see the price just snap back to a specific level, almost like a magnet, or maybe it suddenly hits the gas for no obvious reason. Well, what if I told you that some of these huge moves aren't random at all? Turns out there might just be a hidden engine driving the whole thing. So let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, a super important disclaimer. What we're about to break down comes from some really interesting educational material on market theory. We're doing this just so we can all learn about the mechanics. This is absolutely not financial advice. Think of this as getting a peek under the hood, not as a roadmap for driving. So that really begs the question, right? Are all those zigs and zags we see on the chart every day just random noise? Or is there some kind of order hiding in the chaos? What if you could actually see a blueprint behind some of the market's most reliable patterns? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
And the secret sauce here, the key to this whole thing, is a concept called gamma exposure, or GEX for short. Just think of it as that hidden engine we talked about. See, when you or I buy an option, a massive market dealer is usually on the other side of that bet. And to protect themselves, they have to constantly buy or sell the stock itself to hedge their risk. It's that forced buying and selling that's what creates these patterns we're about to explore. It's not emotional, it's mechanical.
Okay, let's kick things off with our first pattern. I love the name for this one, the magnet. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a mean reversion idea, meaning that under the right conditions, the price has this powerful, almost gravitational pull that yanks it back to a specific level.
So how does this work? Well, first, the market has to be in what's called a positive gamma state, basically a calm, stable environment. Then, you look for the price to stretch away from a key level, kind of like a rubber band being pulled. You wait, you watch, and when you see that move get rejected, that's the signal. The expectation is that the rubber band is about to snap right back to where it started.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. In this case, the big magnet level is at 450. The price pushes all the way up to 454, but it can't hold. It gets smacked back down. That's the cue. A short trade is entered, with a crystal clear target right back at that 450 magnet. The beauty here is that your risk and your reward are defined by the market's structure, not by anyone's opinion or guess.
All right, let's flip the script. Our second pattern is called the accelerator, and it is the total opposite of the magnet. This isn't about the rubber band snapping back. This is about what happens when the rubber band breaks and the price just goes.
The whole setup here hinges on one critical price, the zero gamma level. You can think of this as the line in the sand between a calm market and a chaotic one. The idea is to watch the price test this level over and over, weakening it. And then you wait for a clean, powerful break below it, because that's the exact moment when dealer hedging flips from slowing things down to pouring gasoline on the fire.
So check this out. The line in the sand is 445. The price smashes through it, comes back for one quick kiss goodbye, and gets rejected. That's the entry. The old floor has just become the new ceiling. And the target? It's the next major level down, because you're expecting a fast, accelerating drop. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a second, why does this only work for breakdowns? That is a fantastic question, and it's because of this critical difference. When the price breaks below that zero gamma line, it enters negative gamma territory. In this world, dealers are forced to sell as the price drops, which just makes it drop faster. It's a feedback loop. But if the price breaks above it, it goes back into positive gamma, where dealers absorb selling and act like a shock absorber, calming things down.
All right, time for our third and final pattern. And honestly, this one might be the wildest of them all. It's called the pin, and it happens with almost spooky regularity on very specific days of the month.
So, picture this. It's a big options expiration day. The setup is to find the one single strike price where a ridiculous amount of options contracts are sitting. Then, you just watch. As the day goes on, especially in the last couple of hours, you'll see the price get sucked into a tiny range right around that strike, almost like it's being held there by an invisible force.
And here you can see it in action, clear as day. On this particular Friday, the magic number was 448. Look at what happened in the final 2 hours. The price range just collapsed. It got squeezed tighter and tighter until the market closed at 448.03. I mean, come on. And why? Well, it's pretty simple. It's in the dealer's best interest for the most options possible to expire completely worthless. And the easiest way to do that is to literally pin the price right to the spot that causes maximum pain for option buyers.
So there you have it, the magnet, the accelerator, the pin.
Three completely different patterns, right? But they all grow from the exact same root. They are all a direct result of huge market dealers being forced to buy and sell to manage their risk. This isn't sentiment, it's not a narrative, it's just mechanics.
So, knowing about these patterns is one thing, but actually using this information is a whole different ballgame. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the single most important part of this whole idea: managing your risk.
And that starts with understanding the trade-offs. Look at this. The pin setup, it works a lot, a really high win rate. But the rewards are usually pretty small. On the other end, you have the accelerator. It doesn't work as often, but when it does, the payout can be huge. Knowing this is crucial. Success isn't about winning every time. It's about making sure your wins are bigger than your losses over the long haul.
And these rules right here are the guardrails, and they apply to every single one of these patterns. Notice that your stop loss isn't some random number you picked. It's the exact price where the mechanical reason for the trade no longer exists. Same with your profit target. You're aiming for the next level where you know the mechanics are likely to shift again. It's all about trading the structure of the market itself, not just guessing where the price will go.
So I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. If these patterns are really driven by the predictable, forced actions of the biggest players in the market, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Who is on the other side of that trade? And thinking about that, well, that's the first step to seeing the entire market in a completely different light.